of course, thank you for the invitation, and glad to see so many have joined. My name is Knut Jøssang, working as a manager digital built environment in Pipelife, Norway. So over, I would say, approximately the past 3 years, we have worked to structure our product information. So today I will spend some minutes on some of our big challenges and also opportunities when it comes to the product information flow, of course, from a manufacturer's perspective. So I will start with one example and follow up with, depend on how you count it, but with in total 2 or 3 examples. So first, a few words about Pipelife Norway to put you into the right context. Not to teach you about the company, but it's a part of the example. So Pipelife Norway is a producer of plastic pipe systems with 3 plants in Norway. And Pipelife Norway is again a part of the Pipelife group, which again is a part of the Wienerberger group. So this map shows the locations of different parts of the Wienerberger group. So I will apply and come back to this map later on. But first, as a manufacturer, we need to have product information available for our customers. And they have different needs, different software, different classifications. And for every single of these classifications, we have to maintain it manually. We have to log into, let's say, old-fashioned browser solutions, or send an Excel spreadsheet by email, or also for some of the solutions pay the owner to do it on our behalf. So none of them apply standards. They have their own naming convention, their own classifications. So if we scale this example and go back to the Wienerberger group map, and let's be careful and underestimate, let's say, 5 databases or software, so whatever you would like to call it, for each factory or location. Then the result is 300 databases to be manually updated, and all updated in different ways according to different classifications. And it does not stop, because many of our wholesalers, they would like to apply, as from the first speaker today, their own, for instance, Excel spreadsheets. Easy for them and very time consuming for us. So this is just an example of different spreadsheets from different wholesalers for Pipelife Norway. So if we take the same calculation and let's say 10 spreadsheets for each factory or location, then we have 600 spreadsheets to be manually updated and updated in different ways. So we have, let's say, for a multinational company or group like Wienerberger, it could be around 1,000 places to update product information. So the question is more or less who's to blame for this, and I think we as a manufacturer, we have allowed this to happen, and now it's hopefully time for a change. So on the left hand side, you have the classification world with a lot of silos, a lot of mapping between the silos, and also it's much work for everyone, and of course then many errors. So nobody really knows what things are called, and therefore they have to map based on, I would say, guessing in many ways. So on the other side, then you have structured data in a data template as the source, and everyone can apply the same terms and definitions. And if someone wants their own classification applied, I have no problems with that, but the mapping is on the classification owner's risk and on their cost. So for instance, Pipelife Norway cannot be responsible for mapping to databases or softwares applying their own classifications with their own language for our products. So I think the data template should be the single source for reliable product information to the market, because we really need trusted data. So this was the first example to present for you today. And we as a manufacturer, we need trusted and structured data to be efficient and to be able to serve all market needs and avoid errors in the mapping. So in fact, to have trusted data is very valuable for us. And then I will jump to the next example with a real case with Pipelife Norway deliver prefabricated solutions or modules to the construction site. So if we look at the numbers to the right here, then we see that yes, it's business in prefabrication, because we have zero waste and we have installation time reduced by 15 hours compared to the normal way of doing this kind of installation. So the installation and the waste reduction, that's not the tricky part. But the really tricky part is, how shall we, Pipelife Norway, as a manufacturer, know what to produce at our factory? Because the BIM models are not detailed enough. The product information is not trusted, and it's open for interpretation. So this leads to a lot of manual communication by phone, emails, some handwritten 2D sketches. So to be able to have this as a up and going business model, we need more digitalized value chain, because we need to receive and share trusted data. For example, receive the data to know what you produce, and then of course share product information, including the environmental product data, to show this effect of the zero waste construction. And then I thought a bit about, why is it so separated and manually like this? And I often like to call this the BIM-gap. So at one side we have manufacturers, suppliers, wholesalers, the logistics, and software applicable for their purposes. Focus on the as-built, or at least focus on real products. And on the other side, you have architects, designers, contractors, building owners, and then a different bunch of softwares applicable for their purposes. And they focus mostly on the as-designed. So there's a lack of connection between the as-designed and the as-built. So I claim that today most projects, we don't document what's built, and at least we don't build what is designed. So one contributor to close this gap, I would say, to have structured and trusted product information in data templates, and also apply GS1 standards for identification of, in this case, products. And these two set of standards, they fit kind of perfectly to connect real products from as designed to as built. So hopefully in the near future, I hope that we're able to have new business models to deliver these prefabricated solutions in a more automated and trusted way, where data templates and the GS1 standards could play a vital role. So this was the first part, so to say, of the second example, and I will focus on the zero waste construction and the EPD data for the next part. So of course, access to real EPD data is important to make environmental friendly decisions. So simplified, very simplified, the LCA tool needs basically EPD data, the values for the products, and the product quantities like volume, weight, length, something like that, to say something about the footprint for the solutions. So this triangle works quite nice and smooth, or not quite sure. So let's take a look. So since I mentioned the BIM-gap, we could start with the BIM model at the right here. So let's say this is without any connection to products and no trusted quantities or amounts through data templates. So basically we lack the IDs, the GTIN, and the properties from the data templates. And on the left-hand side, there you have the EPD here represented by the PVC pressure pipe system from Pipelife, Norway, as a PDF, as a document. So the EPD has no unique or trusted connection between documents and products. It states only PVC pressure pipe system. And there are 100 of products, which is according to this EPD, which this EPD is applicable for. But there is no real relation to actual products. So for the products, I would claim that this is not trusted data. So also there you lack the GTIN and the properties. So then you end up with life cycle assessment, LCA tools without real EPD data, only approximate values from some kind of databases. Of course, due to the lack of GTIN and properties. So this is really not connected at all as it is now. So hopefully in the future, the BIM model should know which products, let's say the GTIN and the properties for the quantities according to the data template. And then the EPD should know which products and the same properties for quantities. And of course, the EPD data as properties. So then the LCA tool have what they need to do calculation based on real data. So hopefully in the future, this will be much better. Maybe you have some knowledge about this ISO 22057. I will not focus much on that today, but I think this will be a game changer because now EPD will be more than a paper, more than the paper it's written on, and the content will be available and machine readable. So until now, my impression for Pipelife Norway, it's has been more that the question is more like, do you have an EPD or not? And the content and to compare the EPD data with other products and solutions, that's not something which happened as it is now. And as a manufacturer located in Norway, serving the Norwegian market with our product, this is a big advantage to have the content in the EPD in focus. So to show you some work in progress, closer to the goal line than the start, I would say. I have made a sketch of our ongoing work with EPD data. So of course, to start with, you need to collect data for the EPDs, raw materials, water and electricity consumption, waste, packaging, everything. And then we apply it in our EPD generator to make the EPDs. And then to share the EPD data to data sheets of data templates for our products. So then we combine both the EPD data and all other kind of product information. And of course, to share that to all kind of stakeholders in the market. And another quite important aspect here, that, for instance, for this PVC pressure pipe system, it's one PDF, one document applicable for a lot of articles or products. So of course, we don't want to have one single document for each product. So going from the EPD generator to the data templates, then we also could apply the properties to scale these values from system to products. And then you have data which is much more easy to apply in calculation. So as I said, this is work in progress. We have the EPD generator more or less in place to be finalized according to the standard around Easter this year. We have data templates with relevant properties in place. So what's needed here is the connection between the EPD and our templates. So we have, together with CoBuilder and their softwares, we have made data templates for all our product groups or construction objects. We have applied these templates for our products together with GTIN from the GS1 standard to structure our product information as best as possible. But this alone is just a small step, but it has given us, I would say, knowledge, and also to know the value of structured product data. And we then have the foundation of knowledge for developing digital solution, for instance, new business models, like for the prefabricated solutions. And we are able to discuss with relevant stakeholders for better sharing of product data and to contribute for a more sustainable value chain. And as mentioned from the first speaker today, in France, they're working on some kind of solutions for whole France, and also in Norway we have this PDT Norway established, and during the last year it has been a lot of, I would say, information and common understanding that this is needed, and now is more the starting point for things to happen. So with these words, I would like to summarize that both internally and externally, there is no need for new information. There's no new information added, so it's more or less to clean up the mess. So thank you.
Thank you, Knut. It's just your slide about the EPDs. So Construction Products Europe, our members are associations, as you probably all know. And today I did split the agenda between the company's experience and the association experience, because I believe that on each level we can bring something new. Just happens that, as I said earlier, for those who joined us a little late, today's the day that the Commission will publish both its proposal for the construction product regulation, so new rules for CE marking. Rest assured, these will come, but it's 4 years, 5 years down the road. Still, it's today that journey starts. And why do I link this to your slide about EPDs? Well, you know that EPDs are voluntary. It's based on our European standards, standard EN 15824. And in that long history of 15 years, when we'd already started for a decade, the Commission started and invented something called a PEF, Product Environmental Footprint. Just happens that today, the European Commission will also publish this Sustainable Product Initiative. And there, in all those fancy names, it is forcing this PEF down the throat of many industries, including construction products. So whilst today we have voluntary EPDs based on a European standard, tomorrow, again, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, we may end up with a complete different recipe for our environmental sustainability declarations, and we will also have to work on this in the years to come. Again, the job we try to do at CPE is to link those experts in sustainability, the experts in CPR, and the digital people, because each one, they tend to work in silos and not know about the activities of the others. So it's really crucial, and magic of today, we have this debate, and it's today that the journey starts. So that's just my little word in from the convener of the event. But